Hey everyone, this is Ginger and you're watching Gnostic Psych, the channel where I share with you the arcane and interesting related to psychology. And if you like this video, please click like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about my references, just click under description underneath the video. Well, today I'm going to be talking more about TERFs, and actually their psychology, their mindset. The last video I kind of talked about their background, their political influence, both in politics and in academia, and their control of the narrative about trans females' lived experiences. Got a lot of negative reception from TERFs, which I'm not surprised by, and I just decided to close down the comment section because they have enough of a platform in our country and in the UK to share their view. Don't need to give them another platform on my video and on my channel. Also, I didn't really feel like taking any more of their verbal abuse. But what is the psychology of a TERF? But what we know based on the evidence is that they're not so much feminists as they are man-haters. One of the first TERFs, a lesbian TERF by the name of Carla J., who actually started an organization called Radical Lesbians, once said that male bashing is an admirable and viable political act. But the fact of the matter is a lot of these TERFs have either been wronged or severely damaged by men at some point in their lives and have found TERF ideology and embrace it as a way to wrap their hatred in some sort of seeming legitimacy. And because trans females are a very vulnerable group with relatively little power politically or in the news media, and because at the best we're treated as exotic sexual fantasies, at the worst as being less than human, we make an easy target since, they just consider us men disguised as women who want to wait in bathrooms to attack cis women. Even though they hate men and would loathe asking men for help, they seem perfectly willing to portray themselves as victims to our patriarchal government to use laws to keep them safe from a moral panic that they've helped concoct about cis women being attacked in bathrooms by trans females. They refuse to believe the recent studies using neuroimaging that have found that the brain structure and activity of transgender people is similar to the cisgendered members of their desired gender. They would rather double down on their flawed views of biological essentialism that genitals equals gender, when it's actually the psychoendocrinology that influences how the person orients to gender. So you may be asking, why would TERFs be willing to side with Christian fundamentalists and right-wing politicians against trans females? Well, it all boils down to mutual interests. The Christian fundamentalists and the right-wing politicians want to continue to reinforce the old rigid genitalia-based gender norms that have existed in Western society. They do this because they want everyone to conform to the stifling, repressive, and antiquated standards of how men and women should act and think. TERFs kind of have the same rationale, only it's simply because they hate men, and they don't want anybody crossing that genital-based gender line of demarcation.